Hi.
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 Hello.
Hello, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to Staci and Hutch Say Too Much.
This is our podcast.
This is our intro. It's Staci and Hutch Say Too Much.
We say stuff. Sometimes it's too much.
Very enthusiastic.
Thank you. See,
Often,
it's a good intro.
I would have something in my hand, but I don't. So I might say a little less than normal.
Yeah, it would be known as water.
Yeah.
Yes,
I do
for water.
We have special guests joining us today. It's Matilda and Kailey.
They both have cats.
They have cats.
Look at the cat behind Kailey. There's a black one.
I don't see one.
There was a tail. I saw a tail.
Oh, that's Kailey's tail.
Oh,
She doesn't like it when you bring it up.
sorry. Okay. Was that a cat?
Kailey is like, what?
I think that was a cat. I think I saw a tail. I swear.
Mhm.
Okay.
She has a tortoiseshell cat.
Okay.
Now, tell us, ladies, what school you're from?
We are from Farmington High School.
And we're here from the radio broadcasting class taught by Mark Tauchi.
And you guys, your teacher actually contacted us because you were interested in maybe observing, but the COVID rules kind of ruined everything. So we thought, hey, we'll find a way for you guys to be able to observe. So we thought, well, maybe you can join us on our podcast, ask us some questions. You've been watching us broadcast for a little bit, and then we're going to have you watch us a little bit more.
So I have a question though. First off, my school never had radio broadcasting class. That's kind of cool that you guys have that. What is it like? What do you guys do?
We just record a bunch of stuff. Like we recorded a promo. We made our own ads. We made our own PSAs. We did our own interviews, and we had to edit them all in like Adobe Audition, and it was really fun.
You know how to use Adobe Audition already?
Yeah.
And then for our final project, we also did a 30-minute radio show. And so just live, we used the commercials, PSAs that we made, and we kind of put it all together, got to pick our own music, and it was pretty cool.
That is so cool that you guys have that.
Our jobs are in jeopardy.
I know.
Literally, that's what we do.
So is this something that you guys want to do, or are you looking at this as another type of avenue to go forward with something else?
Actually, this really interests me. So I was like, oh, this is a cool opportunity. I might have to take that up.
You want to wear just a hoodie and sweatpants and just go into work and talk about nothing, really?
Sounds pretty fun.
Sounds awesome.
That might be a little hard for me, though.
Well, honestly, it's one of those jobs that especially today, with podcasting and all this stuff, a lot of people are going different routes and avenues. So it's interesting to hear that you guys still want to take kind of this route or whatever you want to do. So,
all right. Well, do you have any questions for us that you want to ask yet?
Yeah. 1 second. Let me pull up my questions.
Yeah,
okay.
I have some.
So, how often do you guys use Adobe Audition? Because you said you use that
daily. In fact, I have it on my own computer right now, and I'll probably use it in a few minutes.
A lot of people, just in case people that are actually watching this podcast that may not know, Adobe Audition, Adobe, as people know, PDF and Photoshop and all this stuff. It's our dream come true, really, in the radio production industry, where we create commercials or create jingles or stuff like that, where we can edit audio. And it really helps with a lot of the stuff that you guys hear on the radio. And so it's constant in our business. It's like if you were a painter, it's our brush.
Yes.
If you're a writer, it's your pen. And so that's kind of our main go-to. And of course, just like any other business, there's different types of audio, but that's our go-to here at KS95.
This is what quarter after laughter.
Is it embarrassing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I have headphones in it, so it won't work.
But anyway, we use it all the time for sure.
Absolutely, for just about everything we do. It's that's our favorite production thing. And what's really funny is I went to school for television production, and everything looked like that. So when finally things in radio started to be digital, I was like, oh, I'm ahead of the game. Now I'm like, I feel like I'm falling behind because everything's advancing so fast.
Another thing we use too, though, I'll show you guys a little behind the scenes, is Vox Pro. This is called Vox Pro over there. That is a lot of we use it for commercial production. Staci does here and there, but it's for phone calls, mostly interviews. But it has it's a whole new computer. There's like tons of computers. There's you guys. but just a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff that we use here just for on the air too as well. So,
and there's a monitor you can kind of see above his head there. That one is kind of for me to see what's coming up next, because I can look up there and right now Macklemore's playing and I can see that there's 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. So I'm not in the dark as to when we're going to start again. I can see that we'll talk.
Yeah, as far as Stacy's right there. So we're across from each other. And then, see, hi, there we are. Hi. And then Carissa, she's our producer. She's in that room. So she takes all the phone calls, all the stuff we need, and she gets them ready and lined up to go on the air. And then she will, she'll get everything ready for us, and then she gets the calls lined up so we can just take them on the air, and we don't have to get any information. That is a pretty kitty.
What is your cat's name,
Oh
my gosh, gorgeous.
She looks like my Phoebe and my other cat mixed together.
Her name is Maya.
Hi, Maya. Oh my God, I love that cat. It's so cute. Oh, and then you've got an orange one in the background.
That's my dad's cat. So he's just here for a few months with my other cats. They're somewhere else.
And what do you call that one?
My brother named him Macbeth. I think it's from Shakespeare.
Yes.
You're not supposed to say that out loud in the theater, so don't bring that cat to the theater. Whatever you do.
Yikes. Oh, I was tempted to bring him to the theater tonight, actually. That was on my agenda.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I thought that one was a tortoiseshell, but I guess it's more calico, or maybe a mix of it. Oh, very cute. Anyway, we digress to cat talk. Sorry.
We always digress to cat talk at some point.
Can't help it.
And I always sneeze.
That's amazing.
So that's kind of the studio tour here in Adobe Audition and all that stuff. But
I have another question. So you're speaking about phone calls. Like, what's like some of the weirdest phone calls you've gotten? I'm sure there's some weirdos out there.
Oh yeah. Sometimes
the funniest one we just got was about a cat. We did Unpopular Opinion, and there was a guy that called in, and his unpopular opinion is that his wife shouldn't have a cat.
Oh yeah.
No.
Because it's selfish.
Because he was selfish to have a cat because they didn't agree to come to your house.
And they didn't want to be inside.
Yes. And
so it was funny though.
It was really good.
It was very sincere. So when we found it funny, and he had an accent that made it just seem even funnier, because I don't know why the accent made it funnier, because it sounded more sincere that way, maybe.
He sounded very angry about it too.
I know. It was funny.
So it was really good.
So that wasn't too weird. I mean, we had some really creepy ones too. There's one guy who always likes to say, bring up weed in some manner.
Yeah. We always do a contest, and he always just goes, Hutch, smoking weed, Hutch, or something like that. And so
he hasn't called in a while.
No, but you always get those weird ones, and that's why we have something called. You'll see this right here. I'll show you on the board. I have one of these. Stacy should probably have one too. But it's that big red button there. It's called the dump button. And I have one, and Carissa has one. And what it does is, if someone says something that we shouldn't hear, a bad word, or they say something that I think we could get in trouble with lawyers. Like if someone says this person did this, and I don't think we should say it or get in trouble for it, I can hit that button and it'll basically catch us up to live, because I think we're 8 seconds.
There's an 8-second delay. So if we talk on the air, 8 seconds later is when it's going to actually air to the rest of the world. So if we hit that button, it'll instantly go whoop, and it'll make it live this second, and then it slowly will back things up so it becomes an 8-second delay again. So hopefully somebody doesn't say something, back to back, so that it won't be able to catch up.
Yeah.
But it still goes out that way on live streaming.
Yes.
So you'd still hear the naughtiness live streaming, but there's no FCC.
Yeah, we can't get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
So. The other thing too is that more than likely we won't get in trouble as well, just because it wasn't done on purpose.
Yeah.
It's not like Stacy or I went on there and just started swearing. Yeah.
We're not
they're more likely to get mad if we went on there and did stuff on purpose.
Yeah.
So that's where you get in trouble if that happens. But
we don't want to do that.
Yeah. Or something happens and a song is played.
Yeah.
So you could say something inappropriate on the podcast, but not on your the radio show.
Yeah, for sure. We could say it right now. The only reason we don't, and the morning show doesn't, is just because we're still an image of the station. And
that's not who we are either.
Well,
Well, it might be a little bit.
I mean, you see us out and about, you might hear me honking there, you know. Yeah, no, I mean, we're still, you know,
We're still ourselves, but you know, we know who's listening.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to say something that some mom has to explain to their child that's awkward.
Right.
You know,
I mean,
if we do say something that is a little more adult for more adult people, and I don't, we'll put it in a code way so that it doesn't have to be explained.
or there's a purpose to say it for that reason for a story. Like,
Right.
you know, we're not going to say the F word just to say the F word.
Right. Yeah. It's got to have a purpose. Otherwise, what's the point of bringing it up?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just being
Yeah.
immature.
No.
So, and we can be immature, but not in that manner.
Of course we are.
I also have a question. You guys were talking a little bit earlier about like podcasts and how radio's changing. What do you guys think the future of radio is, or how do you think it'll change to accommodate to that future?
I used to think that radio was dying, and I was worried about that because I thought, oh, everything is satellites, and people from different markets all my friends are losing their jobs because there was one person in one market who was recording all these shows for all these other stations, and it was all homogenized and it was just generic. But clearly, I think there is room for local radio, and people miss it. I can't stand listening to like Spotify and because I need a connection. I need to hear people talking. I need to hear what's going on. I need to connect. And
Sure.
I think people miss that. And we have a lot of listeners who aren't fans of our kind of music that we play here, but they listen because they want to hear us talk. They want to listen to what we have to say. They want to hear the silliness, the wackiness. So I think that there is definitely some value to that. And I don't think it'll ever really go away.
We still have about, I don't know, we said this the other day, I think we're just under 1 million listeners just for our show.
At any one time.
At any one time, just for our show.
Mm-hmm. Which should terrify us.
Yeah. yeah. You guys go, because when we come in here, we just talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't even think about it. And whenever we say that, we don't even think about that really. But to answer your question, I never had the same fear Stacy did. That's going to make the highlight clip. That's funny.
My cat knocked something over.
I never had quite that fear, because here's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have the satellite. You're gonna have the Howard Sterns that are gonna just draw in millions of people. You're gonna have the podcast like the Conan O'Briens and the Joe Rogans. You're gonna have the certain people that are still gonna draw a lot of people, but you're also gonna have a diluted system of just horrible people. You know, you're people that are just gonna be bad. You know, and you're just not gonna have a mass appeal of a whole bunch of takeaway, you know, from what people do locally. And yeah, there are going to be other stations in town that have people broadcast from other markets, and that just sounds satellite to me, you know, and you're not going to be able to keep that going if you don't have that local flair. Where else are you going to be able to, you're not going to be able to win tickets from, you know, to 21 pilots that were given away all weekend. You're not going to be able to hear that on satellite radio. And
double your paycheck. You have to compete, you know, with local people in the Twin Cities, but they give away money on other stations, but you're competing with people, you know, hundreds of thousands of people across the entire country.
Yeah. Smarter than Stacy, you know, we do that.
That's my favorite segment.
Yay!
Yeah.
I listen to that all the time.
Well, it's coming up in like 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes yet. So so that's, and you know, I know that we had in this market, Howard Stern was in this market for a while, but it didn't work because it just wasn't what people here are used to. They're not, I mean, some people liked it, of course, but it just isn't Minnesotan.
Right.
You know, it's just too New York.
Yes.
And it just didn't fly here.
It's one of those things where, you've got to be in tune with what's happening for sure. Like, it's not just because you're in Minnesota and you're local doesn't mean you're going to succeed. You've got to put the work and the time in for sure and know your audience. But there is something to say about being local and not national, because like I said, you're not going to be able to see those local concerts and do that local stuff. I mean, you look at what happened with George Floyd, and you look at what happened this past summer, and updating people on pandemic stuff. And local is kind of where it needs to be and where it's at. And if you don't have that, what do you really have? So I don't see it going away. Just like, people thought that. And by the way, you're paying already $500 million on Netflix and Paramount Plus and HBO Max, and you're adding another streaming to this, and in Spotify Premium, and I mean, how much more do you want to keep paying for things for content when you can get really good stuff for free? So that's me. But anyway.
So there's the longest answer I bet you weren't expecting.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a great answer.
Yeah.
Hi, kitty.
My kitty's over there, but I have to reach over to grab him. Get him in a bit.
All right. Any other questions?
This isn't really relating to radio, but like, you guys do like have a lot of your like life on the radio, but like, what do you do in your free time? Like, do you hang out with each other at all, or?
I keep trying to hang out with Hutch, and he will not.
We put ourselves in situations so we can talk about stuff on the radio. No, you know what? Someone said this the other day. He goes, Hutch, why won't you hang out with Staci? I'm like, because I'm with her every single day.
I'm fun.
Do you hang out with your
that?
Yeah, well, come
on. Here's the thing: is that even though we don't hang out all the time, I may be with my kids, or she may be with her parents or friends, we are constantly talking. We are texting all the time. I say, what are you doing? She says, what are you doing, weirdo? But if people are listening, my life is now completely different than what it was.
Yeah.
I am getting divorced, and so there's going to be more time for me to do some stuff.
So now he's going to be like,
what are you doing?
You're going to be cocktails, or
but also too, I've always had this belief, and I know Moon had this belief, and I know Staci has this belief, that a lot of the stuff that I want to happen or we want to happen, we don't want to know about until we go on the air.
Yeah, so we can kind of surprise each other with, like, you won't believe.
just to keep it like more authentic.
Right. Yeah.
Because if we're together all the time, then we can't, like, I can't tell you, okay, what happened to me last night? You are gonna die.
Yeah.
And you hear who showed up, because if he was with me, then it wouldn't be a Staci story, it'd be our story.
There's a lot of times where I'm like, what'd you do this weekend? She goes, I'm not going to tell you just yet. Just wait. And a lot of the greatest stuff comes from that. And so if we're together a lot or all the time, and you got to remember too, a lot of the weekends we'll have appearances together, or we'll have, and so, you've got, it's like a marriage where we are together probably more than we would be with our spouses if we had them. So we've got to have that time where we are separate and we can do our own thing, so we can come back together and surprise each other with our own thing. Yeah. But yes, there are times where we need to probably do more together so we can talk more about what happened this weekend or whatever. I mean, people already think we're married on the radio anyway. So,
yeah.
But yeah, we literally see each other all the time.
Yeah.
And just the other day, we were doing a podcast the other day, and we stayed on after the podcast for another like 15 minutes, just BSing about Bumble and
like showing it, like,
dating
and picture.
Yeah,
you look like you stay home all the time. I'm like, I do. Well, put a picture of you doing something. I'm like, okay, it's a fake that I'm out hiking or something. Yeah. I don't like to do that.
Giving each other advice on pictures of what to put for people to date us, and
lame.
Yeah, and our lives aren't that interesting either. Like, we would just go to each other's house and watch TV. So.
Solid. Favorite TV show?
Oh my God, I haven't watched anything new in such a long time.
Currently, it's You.
Oh, that show is so good.
I watched it before.
Haley, me and you were talking about that today in class, weren't we?
Did you guys finish the season 3?
I have not finished season
3. I have not finished season 3.
Oh. No,
I was watching it when it was on like Lifetime.
I just started season 2 actually, so.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I liked season 2 much better than I liked season 1.
Wait till season 3.
So far, I liked season 1 more, but season 2 is pretty good so far. I'm only in like the 2nd episode.
I just didn't like that.
Season 3.
Season 3 is so good. Yeah.
Really?
I'm behind.
I was talking to my hairstylist, and she said that she didn't like it. She said the 3rd season was really bad.
Oh no! Oh, so good.
It's better than that.
I'm interested.
Oh, Dexter's good.
Did you see the new one?
No.
Oh, I saw the original one, but now I'm interested in seeing what the new one is like. But who knows? You know me. I say I'm going to watch something, and then I end up getting busy. I don't know, fixing something in the house, and then I don't watch anything.
Well, we're going to go back on the air. we got to go back on the air, but you guys are going to stick around.
You gotta do the traffic.
Yeah, we got to do traffic. You guys are going to stick around and hang out with us, but this was a little behind the scenes podcast of kind of what we do. So,
yeah, we'll be back to chat with you again in a bit.
Yes. So cool. Thanks, guys.
Continue to observe.
Yeah.
All right. And that's Staci and Hutch Say Too Much. We'll be back with another episode coming up. And I don't know what we're going to talk about next time.
Well, yeah, we still haven't shown everyone when the turtle bit my rib.
Well, yeah, we'll do that some other time. I mean,
it's very compelling.
It's pretty funny. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That.